I have my basic instructions before leaving Earth. Let's look at money in the Torah. So let's go to Genesis. We want 17, and we want 12 and 13. And he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you, every man-child in your generation, he that is born in the house or bought with money of any stranger, which is not of thy seed. He that is born in thy house, and he that is bought with thy money, must need be circumcised. And my covenant shall be in your flesh, and for an everlasting covenant. Let's go to 23 and 27. Genesis 17, 23 through 27. And Abraham took Ishmael his son, and all that were born in his house, and all that were bought with his money, every male among the men of Abraham's house, and circumcised the flesh of their foreskin, and in the selfsame day as God had said unto him. And Abraham was 90 years old and 9, when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. And Ishmael his son was 14 years old, when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. In the selfsame day was Abraham circumcised, and Ishmael his son. And all the men of the house were born in the house, and was bought with money of the strangers, were circumcised with him. Let's go to Genesis 23, and we want 8 and 9. 23, 8. And he communed with them, saying, If it be your mind that I should bury my dead by my sight, hear me, and entreat for me to Ephron, the son of Zoar, and he may give me the cave of Machipha, which he hath, which is in the end of his field, for as much money as it is worth. He shall give it me for a possession of a burying place among you. Let's skip down to 13. And he spoke unto Ephron in the audience of the people of the land, saying, But if thou won't give it, I pray thee, hear me. I will give thee money for the field. Take it of me, and I will bury my dead there. Let's go to Genesis 31, and we want 14 through 16. And Rachel and Leah answered and said unto them, Is there not any portion of inheritance for us in our father's house? Are we not counted of him strangers? For he hath sold us, and hath quite devoured also our money. For all the riches which God hath taken from our father, that is ours, and our children's. Now then, whatsoever God hath said unto thee, do. Let's go to 33 and 19, and we're still in Genesis. And he bought a parcel of the field where he had spread his tent at the hand of the children of Hamor, Shechem, father, for 100 pieces of money. Let's go to Genesis 42, and we want 25 through 35. Then Joseph commanded to fill their sacks with corn, and to restore every man's money unto the sack, and give them provisions for the way. And thus did he unto them. And they landed their asses with corn, and departed thence. And as one of them opened his sack to give his ass provender in the inn, he assigned his money, for behold, it was in the sack's mouth. And he said unto his brethren, My money is restored, and lo, it is even in my sack. And their hearts failed them, and they were afraid, saying one to another, What is this that God hath done unto us? And they came unto Jacob their father, and to the land of Canaan, and told them all that befell them, saying, The man who is the Lord of the land spoke rough to us, and took us for spies in the country. And we said unto him, We are true men, we are no spies. And we being 12 brethren, sons of our father, and one is not. And the younger is this day with our father in the land of Canaan. And the man of the Lord of the country said unto us, Hereby shall I know that ye are true men. Leave one of your brethren here with me, and take food for the famine of the house, and be gone. And bring your youngest brother unto me. Then shall I know that ye are no spies, but that ye are true men. So I will deliver you your brother, and ye shall traffic in the land. And it came to pass, as they emptied their sacks, that behold, every man's bundle of money was in his sack. And then both they and their father saw the bundles of money. They were afraid. Let's go to Genesis 43, and we want 11 through 23. And their father Israel said unto them, If it must be so now, do this. Take of the best fruit in the land in your vessels, and carry down the man a present, a balaam of little honey, spices, myrrh, and nuts, and almonds. And take double money in your hands, and the money that was brought again in the mouth of your sack, carry it again in your hands. Peradventure, if it was an oversight, take also your brother, and arise, go again unto the man. And God Almighty give you mercy before the man, that he may send away your other brother, and Benjamin. If I be bereaved of my children, I am bereaved. And the man took that present, and they took double money in their hands, and Benjamin, and arose, and went down to Egypt, and stood before Joseph. And when Joseph saw Benjamin with them, he said to the ruler of the house, Bring these men home, and slay, and make ready, for these men shall dine with me at noon. And the man did as Joseph obeyed, and the man brought the men into Joseph's house. And the men were afraid, because they were brought into Joseph's house. And they said, Because of the money that was returned in our sack at the first time, are we brought in, that he may seek occasion against us, and fall upon us, and take us for bondmen and our asses. And they came near to the steward of Joseph's house, and had commune with him at the door of the house, and said, O sir, we came indeed down at the first time to buy food. And it came to pass, when we came to the end, that we opened our sacks, and behold, every man's money was in the mouth of his sack. Our money is full weight, and we have brought it again in our hands. And other money have we brought down in our hands to buy food. We cannot tell who put our money in our sacks. And he said, Peace be unto you, fear not. Your God and the God of your father hath given you treasures in your sacks. And I had your money. And he brought Simeon out unto them. Let's go to Genesis 44, and we want 1 through 8. And he commanded the steward of his house, saying, Fill the man's sack with food, as much as can carry, and put every man's money back in his sack, and put my cup, the silver cup, in the sack's mouth of the youngest, and his corn money. And he did according to the word of Joseph spoken. As soon as the morning was light, the men were sent away, and they and their asses. And when they were gone out of the city, and yet not yet far off, Joseph said unto his steward, Up and follow after the men. And when thou do us overtake them, saying to them, Wherefore have you rewarded evil for good? Is not this it in which my Lord drinketh, and whereby indeed he divideth? Ye have done evil in so doing. And he overtook them, and he spoke unto these words, the same words. And they said unto him, Wherefore saith my Lord these words? God forbid that they thy servants should do according to this thing. Behold, the money which we found in our sack's mouth we brought again unto thee out of the land of Canaan. How then should we steal out of the Lord's house silver or gold? Let's go to Genesis 47, and we want 13 through 19. And there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by the reason of the famine. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, for the corn which they bought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when the money failed in the land of Egypt and the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Pharaoh and said, Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth. And Joseph said, Give your cattle, I will give you your cattle, if money faileth. And they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses, and for the flock, and for the cattle of the herd, and of the asses. And he fed them with bread for all their cattle for that year. Then that year was ended. They came unto him the second year, and said unto them, We will not hide it from my Lord, how that our money has spent. My Lord also hath our herd of cattle. There is not enough left in the sight of my Lord, but our bodies and our land. Wherefore shall we die before thy eye, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh, and give us seed, that we may live and not die, that the land be not desolate. Let's go to Exodus 12, and we want 43 and 44. And the Lord said unto Moses and Aaron, This is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof, but every man's servant that is bought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof. Let's go to Exodus 21, and we want 10 and 11. If he take him another wife, for food, for raiment, and her duty of marriage shall be not diminished, and if he do not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money. Let's skip down to 29 down to 32. But if an ox want to push with his horns in time past, and it have been testified to his owner, and he hath not kept him in, but that he hath killed a man or a woman, the ox shall be stoned, and his owner also shall be put to death. If there be laid on him a sum of money, then he shall give for the ransom of his life whatsoever is laid upon him. Whether he have gored a son, or have gored a daughter, according to his judgment, shall it be done unto him. If the ox shall push a man's servant, or a maid's servant, he shall give unto their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned. Let's go on down to 33 and 35. If a man shall open a pit, or if a man shall dig a pit, and not cover it, and an ox or an ass fall therein, the owner of the pit shall make it good. And if money unto the owner of them, and the dead beast shall be his. And if one man's ox hurt another, that he die, then they shall sell the live ox and divide the money of it, and the dead ox also shall be divided. Let's go to Exodus 22, and we want 7. If a man shall deliver unto his neighbor money or stuff to keep, and it be stolen out of the man's house, if the thief be found, let him pay double. Let's go down to 16 and 17. And if a man ents a maid that is not betrothed, and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. If her father utterly refuse to give her to him, he shall pay the money according to the dowry of virgins. Let's go on down to 25. If thou lend money to any of my people that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as a usurer, neither shalt thou lay upon him usury. Go to Exodus 30 and 16. And thou shalt take the atonement money of the children of Israel, and shalt appoint it for the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, that it may be a memorial unto the children of Israel before the Lord, to make an atonement for your souls. Go to Leviticus 22 and want 10 and 11. There shall no stranger eat of the holy thing, a sojourner of the priest, or a hired servant shall not eat of the holy thing. But if the priest buy any soul with his money, he shall eat of it. And he that is born in his house, thou shalt eat of the meat. Let's go to Leviticus 25, 35 through 37. And if thy brother be waxed poor, and fallen in decay with thee, then thou shalt relieve him, yea, though he be a stranger or a sojourner, that he may live with thee. Take thou no usury of him, or increase, but fear thy God, that thy brother may live with thee. And thou shalt give him thy money upon usury, nor lend him thy victuals for increase. Let's skip down to 51. If there be yet many years behind, according unto him, he shall give again the price of his redemption out of the money that he was bought for. Go to Leviticus 27, and we want 15 through 19. And if he that sacrificed it will redeem his house, then he shall add the 5th part of the money of thy estimation unto it, and it shall be his. And if a man shall sacrifice unto the Lord some part of a field of his possession, then thy estimation shall be according to the seed thereof. An omer of barley seed shall be valued at 50 shekels of silver. If he sacrifice his field from the year of Jubilee, according to the estimation, it shall stand. But if he sanctify his field after the Jubilee, then the priest shall reckon upon him the money according to the years that remain, even unto the year of Jubilee, and it shall be abated from the estimation. And if he that sacrificed the field will in any wise redeem it, then he shall add the 5th part of the money of the estimation unto it, and it shall be assured to him. Let's go to Numbers, and we want 3, we want 48 through 51. And thou shalt give the money therein, the odd number of them is to be redeemed unto Aaron and his son. And Moses took the redemption money of them that were over and above them that were redeemed by the Levites. Of the firstborn of the children of Israel took he the money, 1,365 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary. And Moses gave the money of them that were redeemed unto Aaron and his sons, according to the word of the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses. Let's go to Numbers 18 and 16. And these that are to be redeemed from the month old shalt thou redeem, according to thy estimation, for the money of 5 shekels, after the shekels of the sanctuary, which is 20 gephers. Let's go to Deuteronomy, and we want 2 and 6. Ye shall buy meat of them for money, that ye may eat, and ye shall also buy water of them for money, that ye may drink. Let's skip down to 28 and 29. Thou shalt sell me meat for money, that I may eat, and give me water for money, that I may drink. Only I will pass through on my feet. As the children of Esau, which dwelt in Shur, and the Moabites, which dwelt in Yor, did unto me, until I shall pass over Jordan unto the land which the Lord God giveth me. Let's go to Deuteronomy 14, and we want 24 through 27. And if the way be too long for thee, so that thou art not able to carry it, or the place be too far from thee, which the Lord thy God shall choose to set his name there, when the Lord thy God hath blessed thee, then thou shalt turn it into money, and build up the money in thy hand, that thou shalt go to the place which the Lord thy God shall choose, and thou shalt bestow that money for whatever thy soul longeth after, for ox, or for sheep, or for wine, or for strong drink, or for whatsoever thy soul desire, that thou shalt eat there before the Lord thy God, and thou shalt rejoice, thou and thy household. And the Levite that is within thy gate, thou shalt not forsake him, for he hath no part nor inheritance with thee. Let's go to Deuteronomy 21, and we want 14. And it shall be, if thou have no delight in her, then thou shalt let her go whither she will. But thou shalt not sell her at all for money. Thou shalt not make merchandise of her, because thou hast humbled her. Let's go to Deuteronomy 23, 19 through 20. Thou shalt not lend unto usury to thy brother, usury of money, usury of victuals, usury of anything is lent unto usury. Unto a stranger thou mayest lend upon usury, but unto thy brother thou shalt not lend upon usury, that the Lord God may bless thee in all that thou settest thine hand to in the land whither thou goest to possess it. In the strongest concordance, it is 3701. Silver, from its pale color, price, silver.